Hi guys.
So,
I was looking at YouTube.
Today I was thinking to get inspiration of how to kind of order my videos, I guess. Get inspiration of how to
I saw that there weren't too many,
I guess.
And I saw that there weren't too many
videos that had ASL signs that also kind of gave you tricks or like ways to remember them. Just there weren't too many like super great sources that you could kind of build off of that were easier to understand, I guess. So I wanted to see if I could do that for you guys. So yeah, just leave a comment and let me know how I did at the end of this video. So I was thinking of starting with like the alphabet and numbers, because I feel like that's a big one that nobody really starts out with, but the alphabet's a big part of ASL because I guess a lot of words don't have signs, you just have to spell them out. So it's important to know the alphabet. So I'm going to start with that. Okay, so before I start though, when it comes to signing and stuff, you just use your most dominant hand, unless it's a sign that actually uses both of your hands, then you have to have it a specific way. But I just get that question a lot, like, which hand do you use? It doesn't really matter when you're using one-handed signs, like, just whatever you're more comfortable with. Again, unless it's a sign that uses both hands. So the way you sign alphabet is A, B, C's. It's basically it. Kind of like, you know, ABCs. So we start with the alphabet. Okay, so this is A, B. You have to have your fingers close together for B. C, D. You have to make sure you have a little hole right there. It's not this, it's this. E, just kind of like that kind of thing, you know. F is like the opposite of D. Like all your fingers are down for D, and then F is like only this finger's down and the rest are up. That's just how I remembered it anyway. G, so it's like you have this little, yeah, I don't know how else to explain that. H is like the same thing, just with two. Think of it like H has the two little things. If that makes any sense? That's how I remember it, so. I, J, just kind of draw a J with your pinky. So J. K, have your little thumb in between. L, that's kind of obvious, you know. Anyway, L. M, this one's kind of hard. I just remember, like, you draw an M that way. That's how I remember it. You have to have your thumb in between your pinky and your ring finger. N is kind of the same way, you know, but you have your thumb in between your middle finger and your ring finger. O, that one's pretty easy. P is like an upside down K, like literally. You do the exact same thing, just upside down. So P. Q, the exact same thing as G, just upside down. R, sorry. R, it's like crossing your fingers. So R. S is just like A, except for S, your thumb is in front and A is at the side. So think of it like an A has the little tail coming out when you write it. So that's kind of how I remember it, I guess. S. T. Yeah, T. It's kind of like the M and N, except you put it in between your pointer finger and your middle finger. It's also like the sign for toilet, so that's how I remember it. U, it's like this. Like your two fingers really close together. They can't be separated because V is separated, so. U, V. W. These ones are kind of easy, except for X. X is like this. I don't really have a trick to remember that. It's just kind of a weird one. Y. And then Z, you just write it out. So there's the alphabet. And then numbers. Numbers get weird. So they're fairly easy. It's just kind of, except for 20s. We'll get into that. And the way you sign numbers. Just kind of like twist it back and forth. So the sign for 0 is this. You have to shake it back and forth because the sign for nothing is nothing. Like 2 zeros shaking back and forth. So 0 is just 1 back and forth. Okay. So numbers. U1, 2, 3, you don't go to this, you just 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then for these numbers, use 6. You tap your pinky and your thumb. 7, 8, 9. So you just kind of build up. I was thinking of like going from smallest to biggest. That's how you remember, like, because I used to do it this way. But it starts with your pinky. So 6, 7, 8, 9. And then 10 is an A, like A, but you face it this way and shake it twice. So 10. Okay. And then 11, you have to have your fist facing you. It gets really specific. So 11, kind of flick it twice. For all these, you kind of twist them or flick them twice. 11, 12, 13, 14. Make sure your thumb stays back, because for 15. And then 16, 17, 18, 19. And then for 20, it's kind of weird. You don't use the actual 2. You do the L, and then you kind of pull it back to a 0. If that makes sense. Like, yeah, 20. And then for 21, you shake your thumb in twice. It's 21. And again, for all the 20s, you have to have your fingers like this. So, don't ask why, I don't know. 21. So for 22, it's the only sign that actually uses this. Like, the only 20s number, you know. So it's 22. You have to do it sideways, you can't. It's not just 2 forward, it's 22, like off to the side, kind of. And for 23, you do a 3, and then you just kind of shake your middle finger. It's 23. So for 24, you kind of do the same thing, right? It's like you do the 24, like off to the side. You have to do it kind of next to each other, like you're writing it out. It's like 24. But you have to use the little L shape. So 24. And then for 25, you hold up a 5, and you shake your middle finger. It's 25. See, the 20s are weird, that's what I was saying. Like, I don't get it, but it's fine. Then the rest of the 20s is a little more normal. So it's basically like it is with 24 and 22, except you don't use the 2. 22 is the only one that does that, remember? I just remember that 22 is the only one that does that, because, like, it's the only pair of 2s, so only pair of 2s uses an actual 2. Anyway, so then you do 20 with the little L, and then 6, 27, 28, 29, and then for 30, do 3, pull it back to 0. It's kind of the same with all of them. 10, 20, 30, 40, like counting by tens, those ones are all the same. It's like 40, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, so that kind of thing. And then with all of those, you just kind of do it the same way that you did, like, the rest of the 20s, so it's like, I almost did this 3. Don't do that. Bad. That's a W, not a 3. So you do 31, 32, 33, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and then 40. And then from there on out, you just continue with the whole pattern where it's like, you just apply the numbers, but you do it, like, like 41, like, you kind of do it reading left to right kind of thing, so. Okay, so now we move on to hundreds, and they're pretty simple, I think so. They seem scary, but they're easier than the 20s, actually. Okay, so 100 is just this, like, no, sorry, just put like 100. So, do 100, 200, 3. I struggle with 3s. 300, 400, so on and so forth. Then if you wanted to say like 450. It's like 450. That was hard. But, like, in English, we tend to say, like, 103, but you wouldn't sign 103, because that's weird. So you just do 103. 103. This is a sign for and, by the way. Not like that really matters, but it's okay. And then you do that same thing all the way up to 999. And then for 1,000, the sign for 1,000 is basically again. Like 1,000. Again is this, and then 1,000 is... I always do it like palm down for again, and then 1,000 like up. So, I don't know, that's how I differentiate them, but I guess you can do whatever you want to. So, like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, so on and so forth. All the way up to, you know, step before 999,000, yeah. And then million is this, so you kind of go from like bottom to top. I've seen lots of people do top to bottom, but it's bottom to top. So, if you 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, so on and so forth. And then, oh, okay, so fractions, I guess you won't really need them, but, like, if you do, I guess some people do. Anyway, I'll show you fractions. So, I think it's pretty easy. You know how there's, like, a numerator and a denominator? That's basically how you sign it. So, if it's, like, 2/3, you do 2, and then 3 at the bottom. You just kind of, it's pretty simple. You just kind of pretend like there's a line there, and you, like, sign how it would look on paper. So, yeah, I think that's it. Thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments if I did anything, like if I messed anything up. I got my resources from like 1 or 2 YouTube videos, I think, and then I did lifeprint.com, and I'll leave a link to that in the description box, so you can go check that out. And then I also used a book I have, so please be nice about it if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty confident I got a lot of that right. So anyway, just comment below what you want me to do a video of next. I'm probably gonna just keep making videos unless you make specific, like, continue to make them without comments, but then if you make comments of something specifically you want me to sign, then go for it and I will do it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.